नतीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So we are reading from Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter 2, contents of the Gita summarized, verse number 68. So you can repeat after me. Tasmād yasya mahā-bāho nigṛhītāni sarvaśaḥ indriya-arthebhyaḥ tasya prajñā pratiṣṭhitā tasmād yasya mahā-bāho nigṛhītāni sarvaśaḥ indriyāṇīndriyārthebhyas tasya prajñā pratiṣṭhitā tasmād yasya mahā-bāho nigṛhītāni sarvaśaḥ indriya-arthebhyaḥ tasya prajñā pratiṣṭhitā
tasmāt yasya mahā-bāho nigṛhītāni sarvaśaḥ indriya-arthebhyaḥ tasya prajñā pratiṣṭhitā
tasmāt yasya mahā-bāho nigṛhītāni sarvaśaḥ indriyāṇīndriyārthebhyas tasya prajñā pratiṣṭhitā
tasmādasya mahā-bāho nigṛhītāni sarvaśaḥ indriyāṇīndriyārthebhyas tasya prajñā pratiṣṭhitā
Mataji.
tasmādasya mahā-bāho nigṛhītāni sarvaśaḥ indriyāṇīndriyārthebhyas tasya prajñā pratiṣṭhitā.
Word to word meaning. Tasmāt, therefore. Yasya, whose. Mahā-bāho, O mighty armed one. Nigṛhītāni, so curbed down. Sarvaśaḥ, all around. Indriyāṇi, the senses. Indriya-arthebhyaḥ, from sense objects. Tasya, his. Prajñā, intelligence. Pratiṣṭhitā, fixed. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki translation. Therefore, O mighty armed one whose senses are restrained from their objects is certainly of steady intelligence. Purport. One can curb the forces of sense gratification only by means of Kṛṣṇa consciousness, or engaging all the senses in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. As enemies are curbed by superior force, the senses can similarly be curbed not by any human endeavor, but only by keeping them engaged in the service of the Lord. One who has understood this, that only by Kṛṣṇa consciousness is one really established in intelligence, and that one should practice this art under the guidance of a bona fide spiritual master, is called a sādhaka, or a suitable candidate for liberation. Om ajñānatimirandasya jñānanjana shalakaya chakshurunmilitam yena tasmai Shri Guruve namaha Shri Chaitanya manobhishtam stapitam yena bhutale swayam rupa kadamayam dadati swapadantikam vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Kṛṣṇa Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Kṛṣṇa Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamsha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Kṛṣṇa Prishtaya Bhutale Shri Mate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyatadeshatarine He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhu bhaya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So this is verse number 68, and if some of you might have attended the verse 58, it's quite similar. The last two stanzas are similar. Yada samharate chayam kurmo anga niva sarvaśaḥ indriya-āṇi indriya-arthebhyas tasya prajñā pratiṣṭhitā. It's verse number 58 where it said that just like tortoise, he takes his limbs out when he wants, and he wants to take it inside, he can do as per his will. So a man with perfect consciousness or sthita prajñā has some symptoms. By symptoms we can understand that he is fixed or he is not fixed, he is faking. It said now that a fool, when he starts speaking, you can understand that he is a fool. He can pretend to be like very intelligent by show off or by dress up or something like that, by behavior, but when he speaks, he cannot hide. It will be visible. So similarly, asthita prajñā, by his actions, it's visible that he is fixed. His consciousness is not like a normal stereotype of consciousness. It's something which is beyond the material realm. So such a person who has such a transcendental consciousness has some symptoms also. And this is what we are discussing since like many verses. And yeah, now we have reached verse number 68, and so it's all about restraining your senses. This is what a transcendentalist is supposed to do. Restrain his senses from matter. Because as long as you engage your senses with matter, because when you engage your senses with matter, there is only one reason, sense gratification. So when a person is engaged in sense gratification, he is always entangled, because he will always think with bodily conception, nothing beyond that. So that's why it's always mentioned that you are not this body. Srila Prabhupada says that, yeah, it's very easy to say, you are not this body. But to get that understanding that we are not this body is not so easy. हम ये शरीर नहीं, हम आत्मा है. कितना सिंपल है? प्रभु, हम शरीर नहीं, हम आत्मा है. But वो understanding लाने के लिए, to get that understanding, it's not so easy. Because daily, our activities is based on bodily conception. I'm this, I'm that. Oh, he hurted me, he said bad to me, he doesn't respect me. Who is he disrespecting? Not you. A soul is always transcendental. How he can get respected? No, he disrespected my ego. But whose ego? Soul doesn't have ego. He has only one ego, which is servant of Kṛṣṇa. So this false conception is making you think that we are this body. And as long as we are bodily conscious, it's difficult to realize the spiritual realm. This is very important to understand. We might externally be like a devotee, Vaishnava, ISKCON wala. But what about inside? What's happening inside? Is it same pure like the get-up, or it's different? So a transcendentalist, he goes deeper. He doesn't just limit himself to the external thing. Tilak laga diya, 3 ho gaya, dekho 3 hai. Janevi hai, dekho. Second initiated. It's not about this. It's about going deeper to really practice this etiquettes in our life, to practice these teachings in our life, to apply these teachings in our daily decisions that we take. Because our decisions might be based on our material intelligence. हाँ, घर बनाना चाहिए, घर रखना चाहिए, ये रखना चाहिए, safety होना चाहिए, security होना चाहिए. Like Prabhupada call them as fallen soldiers. There's a nice story which I've read in Back to Godhead. There was a king, and as a king, he had many wives. So this king he had 4 wives. So the first wife, which he married like the first time, he never gave time to her. He always ignored her. He always spent time with his remaining 3 wives. The second wife was very beautiful, like very, very beautiful. And he used to, give her all the ornaments, all the nice dresses and everything, and used to keep her happy. Third wife was more beautiful, the best of all of them. And to do show off, he used to take her wherever there is party or what we say, social gatherings, to impress like such a beautiful wife. But he had one fear in his mind, that she can dump him anytime. उसे छोड़ के चली जाएगी. उसे डर हमेशा सताता था. कितनी beautiful थी, तो डर लगता था कि अभी भी छोड़ के चली जाएगी. Fourth wife was very wise, very knowledgeable. So whenever the king used to get in trouble, he used to approach her. Please, koi suggestion, koi guidance. And this is how he spent his life with the three wives and enjoyed his life. But with time, things changes, and his body was changing. He was getting more diseased, and he was getting old. And people were saying, after old age comes death. And this guy was not ready for that. And he got overwhelmed with this conception that he is going to die. And he was so afraid that he went to his queens. I spent my whole life with you. Can you give me company when I'm going to die? I cannot die alone. So he went to his second wife. I gave you all the nice ornaments. I gave you nice jewelry and kapda and everything. Ab main marne wala hu. Can you give me your company? Can you come with me? No. She said, what? I am not dying. You are dying. Sorry. Hare Krishna. Aage badho. She said, no. And when he heard no, he got first heart attack. Because you get unhappy because you expect a lot. When you expect a lot from this material world or this material relationship, you will always get disheartened. Because this is how they can never satisfy you. And that's why he got the heart attack, because he expected a lot. Then he thought, okay, this third wife, she's very beautiful. And he went to her with expectation. And he said, look, I took you everywhere where I used to go, all the party and gatherings. Now I have to go and pass this death. Will you give me your company and come with me? And she said, are you mad or what? Pagal ho gaya hai? When you die, I'm going to marry someone else. I'm still beautiful, still young. Why? I will die. I will give up my body. And he got second heart attack. But he thought his fourth wife is very wise. She might understand his situation. And he approached her. Like, I always came to you for guidance. Now really need your help. I'm feeling very fearful to give up my body and I'm going to die. Please give me your company. She said, look, the king, she said, plain, clear. When you die, I'm going to cry, break my bangles, sindoor and everything. And then I'm going to make a photo frame, put garland. That's it. Nothing more than that. Don't expect anything beyond this. When the king heard that, like the last hope, and he was going to die. After a few years, he was ready to die right now. Because nothing was left. When you have no hope, then you are like almost like dead person. And then he heard a voice from behind. I'm ready to come. And this was his first wife. And her condition was very bad. Torn clothes, very bikre hue baal and everything. And he couldn't recognize her first. Ki tum meri wife ho gaya. I'm your wife. I will come with you. Main tumhara saath dungi. When he heard and he started lamenting, Kash, hope I gave you more time than these three queens, I would have never lamented like this. And he left his body. He died. So, most of us might be married or not married, but we all have these four wives in our life. What's the second wife, which we dress so nicely, decorate so beautifully, and in the end, she cheats us. This is our body. Makeup, get up, dress up, so many things that we do. And what happened in the end? Ash. Prabhupada says ash, ya stool. If the animal eats, it becomes stool. So ash banega, ya to stool banega, ya earth banega. Only these three things will happen to this body. It won't come with you. Then what are this third person who will cheat you when you die? Will go to someone else. This is your bank balance, your property, your asset. What will happen when you die? It will go to someone else and he will enjoy that. She will cheat you. The fourth person who will just lament and cry. These are our relatives. Sage sambandhi. They won't help us when we die. Bahut bura hua. Can you help? No, you cannot help. And who is our first wife that we don't give time? That's Kṛṣṇa, Paramatma. He's always with us, but we never give time to him. So that's the problem. That's the problem. So Srila Prabhupada says that Kṛṣṇa is very close by. He is very close by. But still people cannot see. There is no one more closer than Kṛṣṇa with us. There is no one in this creation that is more closer than us than Kṛṣṇa. But still we cannot see. Why? What is the reason? So there is a series of lecture from verse number 12 till 16 from Srila Prabhupada. He gave in Los Angeles, Bhagavatam class, and it's beautiful. It's all continuous and it explains a lot of these most important verses. So Srila Prabhupada says in verse number 13, it's like this. Atha pumbit dvija sreshta. No, this one now. Sorry, 12th. Yeah. Tachshadadhana munayo jnana vairagya yuktaya pashyanti atmani chatmanam bhaktya shruta grihitaya. So Srila Prabhupada says that who can see God? Only Tachshadadhana munayo. The serious person or student is also mentioned here, sādhaka. Only this person can see God. Rest all are not seeing God. Prabhupada says that if you know who is standing in front of you in the altar, you will faint. You will faint immediately. Mahaprabhu says that I don't have love for Kṛṣṇa. Otherwise I would have died by his separation. So that's why we are still contaminated. That's why we are not able to see Kṛṣṇa. All we can say, we are not serious. We are not Tachshadadhana Muniyo. We are not this person. Because only this person can see Kṛṣṇa, nobody else. Nobody else can see Kṛṣṇa. That's why we go in front of the altar. Okay, badhiya hai, chalo. Aage badho. If Kṛṣṇa is there in front of you, why would you move from there? You will never move, but we move. We move from there because we are not able to see Kṛṣṇa. Sometimes I observe, like when I take darshan for 2 minutes, okay, I saw the Lord, I saw the face, and that's it. When I spend more time in front of the deity, I can see, oh, there is peacock also. There is pigeon also this time. That thing was not visible in your 2-minute darshan. But if you spend more time, you can see more beautiful things. That's the difference. We are just doing the formality. Darshan, pranam, okay, okay. But not serious. Prabhupada says that only a person who is eager, that yes, I want to see God, only such a person can see God. And he is a real sādhaka. And Prabhupada gives the example of Dhruv Maharaj. We all have heard the story of Dhruv Maharaj. Dhruv Maharaj was insulted by his stepmother and his stepbrother. That he was climbing on the lap of his father and he was pushing this small boy. His brother was pushing him. And he was assisted by a stepmother. And she said, you are not eligible to go on the lap of your father. If you want to go, you have to take birth from my womb and then you are eligible. Like such a big thing. I have to die now. I have to give up my body. Then I have to take birth from your womb. Then I am eligible. Such a big insult. And this boy is a Kshatriya. He is not a Kshatriya of this present time. Only in the car, I am Kshatriya. No, in action he is a Kshatriya. He said, no, I want a kingdom greater than my father and my grandfather. And who is in his lineage? Brahmaji. There is no one greater than Brahmaji. No one has more greater kingdom than Brahmaji. And he wants greater than that. And he is serious. He is not joking. And he is 5 years old. 5 years old only. Then he goes to his mother and says, I want to take revenge. I want greater kingdom than my grandfather. And her mother says, oh, what we do, we are not respected. But I know Kṛṣṇa is Dinabandhu. He is the friend of the poor and the dependent. So and many people go to jungle to search for this Dinabandhu. So you want to see Kṛṣṇa, want to ask something, you have to go to jungle. And he took it seriously. He just left. He just left. He accepted the words of his mother and he left. 5 saal ka bachcha. Like so serious, so determined to see Kṛṣṇa, and he left. And when he left, Narad Muni saw. And Prabhupada says that when we are ready, when Kṛṣṇa sees that this person is ready and he is eager to see me, Kṛṣṇa says, spiritual master to guide him. Guru Kṛṣṇa kripa paye bhakti lata bij. Though Dhruv Maharaj was very eager to see Kṛṣṇa, although his intention was material, but he was eager to see Kṛṣṇa. And that made him eligible to get Guru Kripa. Kṛṣṇa arranged that, and Narad Muni went there. And what Narad Muni did? First, oh, you're a small boy. Why you take things so seriously? Such things happen in family life. Go back. Why take so much trouble? And Dhruv Maharaj was like very determined. He said, yes, your words are like good for the Brahmanas, but I am a Kshatriya. Your words don't resound in my heart. If you have anything useful which can help me to see Kṛṣṇa, then speak. Otherwise, Hare Krishna. I don't want to listen to you. So much determined. And he saw, like Narad Muni, like this guy is serious. Then he said, okay, chant this mantra, do this. And when he followed Narad Muni as it is, he got eligible to have darshan of the Lord within 5 or 4 months. Yeah, 6 months. Within 6 months, he was able to see Kṛṣṇa face to face. How many years we have been chanting Hare Krishna? When we will have darshan face to face? Or we are having, but we are not able to realize that we are having darshan of the Lord face to face. What's lacking? Eagerness. This eagerness is the only way we can see Kṛṣṇa. And there is a shloka also in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Krishna bhakti rasa bhavita matihi kriyatam yadi kuto api labhyate tatra laulyam api mulyam ekalam janma koti sukriter na labhyate. It says that pure devotional service in Krishna consciousness cannot be had even by pious activity in hundreds and thousands of lives. लाखों लाखों जन्म भी सुकृत या अच्छे कर्म करोगे पायस तभी भी आपको भक्ति नहीं मिलेगी, प्योर भक्ति. It can be attained only by paying one price. एक ही इसका मूल्य देना पड़ेगा, one price only. That is laulyam. That intense greed to obtain it. I want bhakti. I want Krishna. This greediness is the only thing which can give you Krishna consciousness or pure devotional service. And said, if it is available somewhere, just go and purchase it without delay. Don't think, I will go tomorrow. Immediately go and you take it. Because this is the only way you can see Krishna. Laulyam. I am greedy. I am very eager. Very eager for Mangalarti. Very eager to chant my rounds. We are very eager to complete the rounds. We are not eager to chant the rounds. We are eager to complete 16 rounds. Ab ho gaya. Ab ho gaya. Ab ho gaya. Not eager to chant, but eager to complete. Nityam Bhagavata Sevya Kirtanaya Sadahari Sadahari. We have to do Kirtan Sada, eternally. It will never stop. But we want to stop it. Ho gaya. Bas. Ab no Krishna consciousness. Abhi jo chahunga wo karunga. And that's why we don't get more eagerness. We think this is done. It's never done. That's what Prabhupada says. Minimum 16 rounds. And why he said 16 rounds minimum? It was supposed to be 64 rounds. He said because we are in a very bad situation, very bad time of Kali Yuga. So he said, okay, 16 rounds minimum, but then devotional service. You have to compensate it with devotional service. So what's lacking in our life, which is really a hurdle in our sadhana or to be a good sādhaka, that we are not engaged in devotional service. That's the only issue we are having. We think getting up early in the morning, coming to Mangalarti, and 4 to 9 program, that's it? It's done? What about 9 to 6? What are you doing 9 to 6? That's the important question we need to ask. Are we really engaged in service? Is our mind thinking about service? Is our mind is very distressed about service, like ये करना है, वो करना है, नींद ही नहीं आ रही है. ऐसा हुआ है कभी कि नींद ही नहीं आ पा रही है, इतना सर्विस का एंग्जाइटी हो गया है? नहीं, ये तो प्रॉब्लम है. It's not that there is a problem. Because when you do service, you have to bow down your ego, you have to bow down your adamancy, you have to bow down. Even though you're not wrong, still you have to bow down. Because when you have service, there is a master who gives service, and we have to render that service. And our problem is, or our disease is, that we don't want to follow. We only want Kṛṣṇa. Yes, Kṛṣṇa, Hare Krishna, chant, bas. This is called a Kanishta Adhikari. He thinks Kṛṣṇa in me, that's it. Nobody else. Oh, I love you, Kṛṣṇa. Yes, but do you love his devotees? When they give you service, oh, I don't like him. He gives too much service. He doesn't understand me. Then we start complaining about his devotees. This is a symptom of a sādhaka who is in a Kanishta level, neophyte level. Who is a Madhyama? Who understands who is a devotee, who is not a devotee. He knows how to deal with devotees. This is a Madhyama, and Uttama is very beyond that. He sees everyone as a devotee. So that's why we need to be engaged in service, because services will purify us. बहुत धुलाई होगी ईगो की, हाँ, डिजायर्स की. अरे मुझे ये करना है, नहीं ये करना पड़ेगा. ओके प्रभु जी, ओके आई विल डू दैट, आई विल डू दैट. It's not so easy. Not easy. When you have this, I'm from a nice background, I'm a Brahmana from Gautama Rishi and this Rishi, you know. Yeah, I'm an engineer, I'm a doctor, oh, my bank balance, you know, 1 crore rupees, you know. I'm so beautiful, huh? So intelligent, you know, my understanding of Shastra, I'm Bhakti Vedantist, you know. Hurdle in your daily practice, hurdle to hear instructions, hurdle to really become a servant, to really develop a serving attitude. That's why we need to push ourselves to do services, take responsibility of services. We see like some devotees here, they are so punctual, like it's 5:45, start the setup of Srila Prabhupada Vyasasana. Immediately they start doing that, immediately. Every day, very punctual. So they have taken their service very seriously. They don't play around. They don't even like to give this service to somebody else. They only want to do it. And they're so adamant, when their body is not helping them, still they will push it. Still they will push it. Why? Attachment to please Kṛṣṇa. When Srila Prabhupada was said that, Prabhupada, please don't go here and you are very old age. Why taking so much tension? Prabhupada said, don't take away this opportunity to render service to my spiritual master and Kṛṣṇa. This is ecstasy for me. It's not trouble for me. This is ecstasy for me. So when we are attached to serve Kṛṣṇa, only then when we will be attached to hear about Kṛṣṇa. If you are not eager to hear about Kṛṣṇa, then we will be automatically hearing our mind. Demands of the mind, demands of the senses. Yeah? Manasa vega, vacho vega, oh, demand to speak like this. Huh? Then we will serve these demands. That's why we have to really push ourselves to hear about Kṛṣṇa. Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. And only then we are serious. Otherwise, not. So now, okay, in case Kṛṣṇa comes in front of us, what should we ask? Kṛṣṇa comes in front of us, what should we ask? Okay, what will you ask? Anyone?
Service.
Service?
Yeah.
Very good. What else? Bas service.
Service. यानी प्रभु जी की सेवा करना है.
कौन से प्रभु जी के?
ये जो भी मान लीजिए कि मिल रहा है, मान लीजिए कि
नहीं, ये प्रभु जी की सेवा करूंगा, इनकी ये प्रभु जी की सेवा नहीं करूंगा, ये बहुत गंदे हैं.
नहीं ये गलत बात.
सबकी करूंगा.
सबकी सेवा करना.
यस. सेवा अपने हिसाब से कि उनके हिसाब से?
नहीं, उनके हिसाब से.
ठीक है, ये अच्छा है, ये सही है. So he will ask service. What you would ask? क्या मांगोगे? Huh? Devotion. Bhav. Prabhupada says bhakti is not about devotion, it's about devotional service. Service with love for Kṛṣṇa. Pure devotional service. This is what we should ask. Yeah, it's so nice to say pure devotional service. But when Kṛṣṇa comes in front of us, he will show us the reality within our heart. We might have covered our real desire with this superficial understanding. Oh, I want this, I want this. But Kṛṣṇa will show you the reality. Once an old woman, Prabhupada says this story, she was walking from village to forest and she used to cut barks of trees and she would sell. This is how she used to maintain her household. With time her age was increasing and every day she used to do it. Cut trees, put on her head and go to sell it. In the old days she was still doing it, and one day it was summer like this and she was getting weak and somehow or other she fell down. And the trees also, the barks also fell down. She shouted, "Oh Kṛṣṇa, please help me." The call was such sincere that Kṛṣṇa appeared. And he said, "What do you want?" And she said, "Please put this back on my head." The burden to take birth again, please put on my head. Kṛṣṇa, please settle my life. Kṛṣṇa, please marry this daughter. Kṛṣṇa, please give me this bank balance. Kṛṣṇa, please give me this position. What is this all about? Putting the boja back on your head. That's why we should know what we should ask for. When Narasimhadev appeared in front of Prahlad Maharaj, what happened? First he appeared out of the pillar. That was a shock. And how he appeared? Half man, half lion. And the first thing he did, he killed his father. The first thing Narasimhadev did, he killed Prahlad's father. And like this is shocking, and this is also shocking. And what is Prahlad Maharaj doing? He goes with a garland and puts garland on Narasimhadev. Like he's crazy or what? He just killed your father, Baba. And Narasimhadev says, now your father had a great kingdom, very powerful, now it's yours. Now you can enjoy it. Do you want anything else? I can give you whatever you ask. And Prahlad Maharaj says, sir, yes, I can get whatever I ask for. You can give me anything. But just I saw my father, he was the most fearful man in the whole universe. The demigods used to fear him when he used to raise his eyebrows. And who are these demigods? Shani, Rahu, Ketu. जिसे हम डरते ना, वो 7.5 आ गया, ये आ गया. All these people were afraid of Hiranyakashipu, the most powerful man. But you came and within seconds you cleared this out. This influence, this power, everything was smashed within seconds. So I know the importance of this material power and importance of you. So sir, I don't want this. Only I want one thing. Engage me in your service. Engage me in your service. This is what I want. And then he asked for his father, please liberate my father also. Although he was a demon, but please liberate my father. So this is what Prahlad Maharaj asked. And this is what Srila Prabhupada says, that we should ask for this. We should not be allured by this material power. It's like, what do we say? Intoxication. Power is intoxicating. When in your one call, things can be shaken. It's something, right? It's influential. One call can shake everything. We can experience that at a lower level also, at a much higher level also. But if you think this is happening because of me, then you are a fool number one. Ahankar vibodhatma karta ham iti manyate. He thinks he is the karta. Then when we think that we are karta, we are fool number one. And this is what a demon thinks. I am doing, that's why it's happening. No, Kṛṣṇa is sanctioning, that's why it's happening. Even if you desire, even if you do, all your endeavor, all your senses, 5 factors are there, right? We discussed in our previous class. But unless Kṛṣṇa sanctions, Daivam, unless he sanctions, nothing can happen. Nothing can happen. This is what Kṛṣṇa is. So, who can know Kṛṣṇa? Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagwaniti, Shabdete. The absolute truth can be known in 3 features. Brahman, all pervading. Paramatma, localized aspect. And Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality. Paramishwar, Supreme Personality. So, a Brahmana by nature is like, he's a learned scholar. Brahma janati iti Brahmana. But there's a difference between a Brahmana and a Dvija Shrestha. By birth, all of us are Shudra. Even if you are born in a Brahmana family, you are a Shudra. I was taking a class recently to some college boys and asked him. This shlok came. Chaturvarnya Maya system, Guna, Karma, Vibhagasa. The Vibhag of Chaturvarna, which is Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra, is as per Guna and Karma. And asked them, okay, what you are? He said, I am a Brahmana. Okay. I said, are you going to college? Yes, I am going to college. Are you going to take a job? Yes, I am going to take a job. Then how you are a Brahmana? You don't have any spiritual knowledge. You don't know who is Kṛṣṇa. You are going to be a slave under someone. How can you be a Brahmana? And he got hurted. Kya bol diya? Then I asked another one, what you are? Oh, I am a Kshatriya. Okay. What are you doing to protect the society? Are you going to do a job? Then how can you be a Kshatriya? Kshatriya administers. He manages. He takes responsibility. And you're not doing that, then how can you call a Kshatriya? And then I said, don't take it seriously. Yeah, take it seriously, but don't take it with your heart. We have to understand from Shastra. Shastra is saying not Janma Karma. It's saying Guna Karma Vibhagasa. A son of a doctor cannot be a doctor just by birth. He needs to be trained. Then he can become. Similarly, Samskarat Bhavet Dvijaha. Only by samskaras, by reformation, we can become Dvija. Otherwise, all of them are Shudras. By training, we can become. And this is how one can become. But from Brahmana, there is one more higher, which is Dvija Shrestha. And who is that person? Who knows what is Bhagwan. He is Dvija Shrestha. The one who does know Brahman. Oh, Bhagwan har jagah pe hai. He might be a Brahmana, but he is not a Dvija Shrestha. Because he doesn't understand the aspect of personality. And there is a beautiful story for this. We all know Narad Muni roams here and there, chanting Lord's name. And he was passing through one village and he saw a Brahmana. Caught up early, nice bath, suchi, everything. Purna Achman, Samanya Achman, Vishesh Achman, every Achman he did. Then he did his Gayatri, then he did his worship. And Narad Muni saw so nicely fixed, so nicely engaged. And he went to this Brahmana. Brahmana saw Narad Muni. He said, oh, all glory is Narad Muni. Please tell me what so special that you visited here. He said that you are so fixed. I'm sure you will go back to God in this lifetime. And he said, oh, I also think that I will go back to Godhead. And I heard you visit Lord Kṛṣṇa, Lord Vishnu. You visit him. Can you ask him? Will I get liberated in this lifetime? And he said, sure. I have no doubt that you will go back to God in this lifetime. And he left. And further, in few steps ahead, he saw a muchi. Brahman is a suchi, he is a muchi, the cobbler, jo jute silta hai. And this cobbler, he was chanting Lord's name. Hare Kṛṣṇa, Hare Kṛṣṇa, Kṛṣṇa Kṛṣṇa, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And I was doing this muchi work. And when Narad Muni came, he offered his obeisances. Narad Muni, thank you for giving your darshan. How is Lord? Can you tell me about him? Can you tell the Lord that I was eager about him, but I am engrossed in this muchi job, but what can I do? I was not trained properly. But I am chanting Lord's name. And Narad Muni said, okay, no problem. I will go to the Lord and ask him about your welfare. Narad Muni went to Kṛṣṇa and he said, oh, recently I visited a village. I saw a Brahmana and a muchi. And I think this Brahmana is so fixed, he will go back to God in this lifetime. What do you think? What's the plan? The Lord says, Brahmana won't go back to God in this lifetime. He will take many, many, many more births. And Narad Muni was shocked. And the Lord understood that Narad Muni is shocked. Then he said, okay, when you go back, they will ask you what I was doing. You just say, the Lord was passing the elephant from the eye of the needle. सुई है, उसमें से जो आँख क्या है जिसमें से धागा निकलता है, उसको आई बोलते हैं. The Lord was passing an elephant from the eye of the needle. And Brahmana said, huh? Okay, I will say as it is, as you said. And he went. And the Brahmana said, oh, Narad Muni, you came back. Please tell me what the Lord said and what the Lord was doing. And Narad Muni said, the Lord was passing elephant from the eye of the needle. This Brahmana said, और कोई मिला नहीं सवेरे सवेरे? I am the only one to make fool? Joking like anything? Is it possible? Get away from here. Let me do my puja. The Lord and Narad Muni understood, oh, he doesn't have faith. He doesn't have faith. He thinks the Lord cannot do. He's limiting the Lord. Then he went to the muchi. And muchi welcomed Narad Muni and he said, oh, please tell me, how is the Lord? What he was doing? And same. The Lord was passing the elephant from the eye of the needle. And this muchi started crying. My Lord is so wonderful. He can do anything. And he can do anything which is impossible. And Narad Muni heard like, how you know this? How you accepted this? Then the boy explained. You see, I am sitting under this banyan tree. This banyan tree is so huge. And you see the seeds lying here and there? This seed is so small, which carries this big tree. If such a big banyan tree can be inside a seed of a banyan, Why not? The Lord can pass an elephant from the eye of the needle. It's impossible for us, but not impossible for him. That's why he is Bhagavan. Paramishvara, Param controller. Param controller means he can change the way he wants. He can change the way he wants. He can do anything. And he will do something which is always impossible. Because he is supreme controller. And when he gives this philosophical explanation, he understood, okay, you will go back to Godhead. So yes, you can be a ritualistic Brahmana. Oh, aham brahmasmi, aham this, aham that. But if you don't know the Bhagavan aspect, which is about devotional service, you are not Dvija Shrestha. Only Dvija Shrestha can understand the Bhagavan aspect of the Lord. Others will be engrossed in Brahman, Bhas, Brahman. Nothing else beyond that. Because when Bhagavan aspect comes, service comes. When service is there, faith is also there. And without faith, you cannot do service. You need to have faith to give yourself. This Brahman is, oh, I am God. Yes, I am God. I will become like God. This is nonsense. And that's why Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Because if you want to satisfy the Lord, we should know who is God. Unless you know about Him, how can you satisfy Him? That's why every day you have to hear. Not one day. Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. So that's why it said that we have to do 4 things. Shrotavya means hearing. Then Kirtitavyas, because many people have this wrong conception about God. They think, I am God. Like, I was doing book distribution and this one person, I went to give Gita and he said, oh, I don't want this Gita. Gita is here, inside me. I am God. मैं भगवान हूँ. I said, my God. ऐसे भी लोग होते हैं मगर. Some people think this Baba is God. Some people think this Baba is God. And they follow him sincerely. So if we know who is God, why don't we preach? That's why Kirtitavyasya. We have to do Kirti of the Lord. This is our duty. If we don't do that, then there is a problem. Then Shrotavyasya, Kirtitavyasya, then Dhyaya means you have to always remember the Lord. Always be dependent on the Lord. And then Pujayasya. You have to worship the Lord. By these 4 things, you can be eligible to see the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Just by these 4 things. Shrotavya, Krititavyasya, Dhyaya and Pujayas. So we are just hearing, oh, Krishna is beautiful, oh, Krishna is this. But then we have to share. And when we share with people, we understand, my God, people are really, really in a bad shape. They don't know anything. They think they know everything, but they don't know anything. That's the issue. And we can help them. We can really help them. We don't have to be proud about it, because this was our situation also. Many years back, we were like them. But we got delivered by some devotee, by Guru Kripa, by Krishna Kripa, and now we are here. And now we have to help others. So that's why this preaching is very important. And if we do that, then things will be wonderful. That's why always, 24 hours, Kirtaniya Sadhari, always hearing about Krishna. Sada means eternal. A one-time nahi. Sif 8 se 9 or 6 se 7. Sada. Eternally. It should never stop. Only then your mind can be focused. Param dishtva nivartate. The one who is a transcendentalist, it's not difficult for him to control his senses, because he has higher taste. And how he got higher taste? By getting purified. How he got purified? By Shotavya, Kritavyasya, Dhyaya and Pujayas. By these 4 things he got purified. So this is what we have to do, and only then we can be like a tortoise. As per our will, we can engage and we can disengage. And whenever we engage for what? For what? Haritoshanam, only for pleasing Krishna. Someone might say, oh, if I do Krishna, always Krishna, then who will maintain me? Who will support me? What will happen to me? And that's why he said, Krishna is Satvatam Pati. He is the protector of his devotees. Satvatam Pati. He is well-wisher and he is protector also. He will protect you. And Prabhupada gives a very heavy statement that God gives everyone food. Everyone according to his karma. Everybody is maintained by God. But if a hog, a sewer says, oh, I don't want stool, I want halwa, he won't get it. Rascal, you're a stool, you're controlled by your karma, you take. So most of the people in the species, they are controlled by their karma. But a devotee is not like that. Devotee is under special protection of the Lord, and the Lord maintains him. Because he is suhridam sarva bhutanam, but his special attention is to his devotees. They never, and he says to declare Arjuna, Konteya pratijanihi name bhakta pranasyati. My devotee will never perish. He promises. And why he says to Arjuna to promise? Because Krishna can break his promise. He does that. He promised that I will never pick up the weapon in the battlefield. But he picked. Why? For his devotee Arjuna. So he can break his promise. But when a devotee promises, he will never break. Example, Brahmaji. Brahmaji is such a tedious boon to this Hiranyakashipu. Ye nahi maar sakta, wo nahi maar sakta, ye samay nahi, wo samay nahi. It was like impossible. So Krishna said like, why you give such a boon? Krishna, so intelligently he killed Hiranyakashipu without breaking a word promised by Brahma. Because Rishi Uchu. When Srila Prabhupada says, if you chant 16 rounds minimum, if you follow 4 regulatory principles, you will go back to Godhead. I guarantee it, I guarantee it, I guarantee it. Prabhupada says 3 times. I guarantee it. Why it will happen? Rishi Uchu. When a sadhu says, devotee of the Lord says, Krishna is obliged to fulfill that desire. So we might not go with by our endeavor, but if we follow Prabhupada's instruction, not just by saying Jai Prabhupada, really by following it, then we can become eligible to go back to Godhead. By his potency, by his purity. This ISKCON organization is still flourishing, going ahead, even though so many obstacles are there, so many negative things are also there. It will be always there. This is material world. Why it's going? By the purity of Srila Prabhupada. And those who follow and then lead. Those who don't learn to follow, they cannot learn, they cannot be leaders. So you have to follow, and to follow you have to hear first. So that's why we Shrotavyam, if we hear properly Krishna's instruction, Krishna's mood, our Guru's mood, and then we can really lead the movement and we can be successful. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Okay, any questions, any comments? We have 2 minutes. I think so.
It's also Prahlad Maharaj said that Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam Archanam
Vandanam
Padasevanam Dasyam Sakyam.
Navda Bhakti.
Real devotional service.
Yeah, but
sometimes we think if you work in the temple, that is, if you offer some voluntary service, that is devotional service. Of course, not everyone can do that because of their karma. We mostly do service in the mode of goodness, passion and ignorance. So we need to move around and all this. But the real one is, of course, to come to the stage of Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam.
yeah, if we do our activities, it can be like, it's said, Shrama evahi kevalam. If our occupational duties are not there to please the Lord, is there to maintain our desires, then it will be Shrama eva kevalam. It won't be devotional service, even though we might be chanting. And it's not that a full-time devotee can be a pure devotee. Anyone can be a pure devotee, depending if he follows the instruction. And eventually everybody has to come to that point. Full-time devotee. You might be half-time or whatever devotee you might be calling since many lifetime. You might be a devotee in your previous life, but still you are continuing. It can happen, right? So, what happened in your previous life, don't do it again. Become serious. And yes, we are controlled by our karma, but Krishna can break those karmas. Krishna has thunderbolt in his footprint. The thunderbolt represents that he can break all the huge mountains of your karma if you want. If you want. But if you are attached to our own things, then Krishna doesn't interfere. He always gives you mandate independence. Ye yatha mam prapadyante. As you surrender, I reciprocate. So yeah, someone is very lucky that he gets the desire to really dedicate himself. But one must seriously endeavor also to fully dedicate himself. And for that we need Kripa, Vaishnava Kripa. And before that Vaishnava Kripa, we need desire at least. People are not desiring. Karma is not an issue, Prabhuji, you said. Karma might be one thing, but Kṛṣṇa can break those karmas. Our desire, our voluntary decision, that's the issue. And for that we need inspiration. We need association, which will inspire us to dedicate ourselves. Otherwise, on our own endeavor, it's very difficult. Very difficult. Yeah. Yes. Thank you. Śrīla Prabhupāda ki, Bhagavad Gita ki, Samasta Bhakta Vrinda ki.